Well, everybody who wrote me back, whether in the comment section or privately, when I asked about what would you like to see from this channel, thanks for your responses. What I learned from from your responses is that everybody wants something different. But I guess that's just the way it is. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just I had people giving me diametrically opposed counsel with regard to how to proceed with whatever the hell this is, this YouTube channel. I had people telling me, cool with the conspiracy stuff, that gets old, and I had other people saying, no, you need to give more conspiracy stuff, man. I had people saying, I really like your book reviews and your movie reviews. Those are really, really special. You should go back to that. I think that you should stick with that. And I had other people say, well, I really like everything except when you review a movie or a book that I haven't read or haven't seen, or I don't really care about that. So again, diametrically opposed advice or opinions or counsel or whatever. But I mean, I was asking what people wanted, so I'm not dogging anybody for your responses. I'm just saying it was curious to me. It was interesting to me how there didn't seem to be any clear advice to go one way or the other, and in fact there was diametrically opposed takes. So I think the solution is to just keep doing what I'm doing, to just keep on going rudderless as I've been all up to this point, and to cover whatever I think is interesting to cover. I will say that I think I'm going to try to find a way to get around having to talk about what's in the news as much as I can. Now, sometimes I do cover news stories. The times when I cover news stories are when I feel like there's something to be gained from it. When I find that either something amusing or something that I don't know, just calls out for a particular kind of insight that I haven't heard elsewhere. That's what I bring to the table is my insight. But most of the time, if it's just like, Joe Biden fell down the stairs again, or another conservative commentator has been purged. I don't know. Just there's something about it's like it's a game. It's a way you've got to stay one step ahead of the demoralizers. They're out to demoralize you, and it's like I'm not sure what metaphor to use. I want to say whack-a-mole, but it's not like whack-a-mole. It's like whack-a-mole if you're the mole, and they're the whacker. You've got to. I would say my one the one thing that I want to do is to prevent my own demoralization and to prevent the demoralization of others. That doesn't mean I'm going to be optimistic or happy or sunshine and rainbows. Obviously, I can't be that. Yesterday I said everything is terrible and everybody knows it. But I don't find it demoralizing to acknowledge that. I don't find it demoralizing to talk about that. It's something that has to be addressed. And once it's addressed, you can find ways to deal. I find that to be the case anyway. So I don't I don't totally want to ignore what's going on in the world. I don't want to totally ignore the news cycle, if you will, but I do want to discuss things in a way that avoids that avoids demoralization, because to me, I believe that is what they want, what they most ardently want from us is our despair. Again, we're dealing with principalities and powers, thrones and dominions, not flesh and blood. That's something else I ardently believe. And what it ultimately comes down to is that they hate us, and they want us to be miserable forever. That's what hell is. Hell is where you go and you're miserable forever. That's what they want from us. I've heard theories about it, and I don't know. I'm not qualified to make an informed opinion. But if you buy into the theological cosmology, psychology that I've heard about the fallen angels, it's the idea that, and again, I'm not preaching to anybody. I'm not. I have my own beliefs, but I'm a broad tent kind of person here. So just try this on for size. If it's not, your typical way of thinking, just try it on for size. Is all I ask. But what I've heard, and what kind of makes sense to me, because you ask about the psychology of demons, the psychology of those who are trying to get us to be in despair forever. What you have to realize is that, first of all, there's this prevalent idea among some anti-religious folks that oh well, people are just hung up on sex, right? And the thing is, the demons, they tempt us with sex. They tempt us with licentiousness, debauchery, fornication, all those things. They tempt us with that, but they hate us getting pleasure from it. The pleasure for them is a necessary evil. Ironic to put it that way, since we're talking about evil, but from the perspective of the evil ones, our pleasure is just a necessary evil. They hate it. The part of sex that we enjoy is what they hate. They don't like seeing us having fun. They don't like seeing us feeling pleasure. It's just a means to an end. What they really want is our misery. And I think if that could be understood more, then there would be less of this notion of God as somebody who just wants you to not have any fun. And being religious means, or being faithful, being devout, just means not having fun at all. Just eschewing fun and just being rigid and austere and humorless. It's the very opposite of that. God created sex, and I'm not only talking about sex. I'm only focusing on sex because sex is it's the thing that, it's the sexual revolution that sent us all astray. And the sexual revolution comes from below. It comes from on high, in that the higher ups pushed it on us, but the higher ups who are pushing it on us get their inspiration from below. So anyway, boy, I kind of went in a different direction than I thought I would. Let me get my bearings here. There's, the principle of the happy warrior, right? I can't say that I live up to that principle. I'm not that kind of person. I don't have that kind of disposition. You know, I don't lay claim to any of that. But it's an ideal that I think is definitely worth aspiring towards. The happy warrior keeps up the fight, but keeps it up in a way while maintaining joyfulness. The joyfulness comes from the fact that God ultimately is in control, and good will win in the long run. That's just a question of faith that you have to that has to be maintained. It's not easy, of course, but it's necessary, and it's a necessary thing. You don't get anywhere. You just don't get anywhere being angry with God. And I can speak from experience. I've been there. Maybe I'll be there again. I don't know. I mean, but I've definitely been there, and I've seen that. It's not that I've been there and I heard some argument that turned me around, right? Because when you are angry with God, all of the arguments just sound, you just scoff at them. They just sound stupid. They sound ridiculous. That they sound, they're not refutable, but they just don't. They don't. You feel like they're not doing justice to the anger that you have towards God for why he did this to me, why he did that to me, why I'm not getting these things, or whatever it is, why he took this loved one from me. There are a ton of reasons to be angry with God. But what ultimately got me back from what talked me off that ledge wasn't any argument, because the argument is that God knows what He's doing, and God's ways are mysterious, and that's no comfort, really. That's not a balm. That doesn't help you out any. I just saw that it wasn't getting me anywhere, and so I dropped it. And just saw that it wasn't useful. But I mean, again, I think that's what they want you to be. Let me get back to what I was saying before. If we can see God as the ultimate hedonist, somebody who wants us to be happy, even if His ways are inscrutable, especially in this life. Somebody who wants us to be happy, somebody who invented sex, but who invented pleasure of all kinds, and stop seeing it as like, sin is fun, and but God wants us to wants us not to have fun because fun is bad, because fun makes you evil if you indulge in fun. No, but it's just having a rightly ordered perspective on things and knowing everything in its place, right? Sex in its place, i.e., marriage, and so forth. So to bring it all back, bring it back. Come on now. I'll just say that I think, I'm going to do the best I can to be a happy warrior. Not that I'm warring, not that I'm really all that fearsome or anything like that. But I'm going to do the best I can to do this dance, where I am covering what needs to be covered, talking about what needs to be talked about, including the dark stuff, but talking about it in such a way that is helpful to me and that is helpful to you. And I understand there'll be some things that some people want, some people enjoy more than others, and that's fine. I don't hold it against anyone for lacking interest in X, Y, or Z. That's just you do you. I don't watch everything that if I like a person. If I like to read or watch read an author or watch somebody, say on a YouTube channel, just for example, but there are some subjects that don't interest me. I'll skip those, or that I think, no, it probably wouldn't be helpful to watch this. Then I won't watch it. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Thanks everybody for your giving me your thoughts on my channel, and talk to y'all soon.